Fine, good afternoon to you all students. Hi students, how are you? I hope you all are fine and you all are doing well. I hope by God's grace you all are safe. So, pray to God daily for your health, your studies, food, your parents and everything. Okay students? So, warm greetings to you all students. Welcome to our today's online class. So, this period is computer science for you. Okay. So, now we are studying about chapter 4, isn't it? So, what's the title of the fourth chapter? Theoretical concepts of operating system. So, what are things you have studied in this chapter? So, before I am going to start about today's portion, so just recall what are things I have taught at the last class as well as in this chapter. So, what are things you have studied? Just recall. What do you mean by operating system? Then what do you mean by software? How many types of software is there? Two types. What are they? Application software as well as system software. Then uses of operating system, key features of operating system. Then each and every key features you are studying one by one in detail, isn't it? So last class you have studied about which key feature? For user interface already have studied. Process management, isn't it? So what are the managements you have studied? User interface you have studied. Memory management you have studied. Yesterday you have studied process management. So to manage the process you need to use some algorithms. So what are the algorithms you have studied in the last class? FI, F for first in first out. SJF, very very important question. SJF, shortest job first scheduling algorithm. Round robin and based on priority. Okay. So today you are going to study about next key feature called security management. Okay. So what's the next key feature you are going to study? Security management. So security, the word itself having secure. Okay. So you are familiar with the word security, isn't it? So security means, for example, so whatever, maybe a malls or shops or institution, whatever place it will be, you can see a security will be standing outside, isn't it? So what is the use of security? He will secure the particular place. Same way, the computer also, you are going to secure something. So in the computer, what are the details will be there? Lot of files, folders, etc. Personal details, isn't it? So you are going to secure or you are going to provide some security for that particular files or data. So the one of the most challenging feature in operating system is the security management. Okay, so what's the main challenge means you need to protect your data from the hackers. What do you mean by hackers? Hackers are nothing but third person. That means, for example, you have your mobile phones. You will provide passwords or logs in the home screen itself. Why? So your aim is to, so without your permission, other person cannot able to open his phone. That's the third person. So hackers will get all the information from your mobile phone without your permission. Okay. So you need to protect your own details from the hackers. For that only you are providing which one? Security management. Understood? So that operating system will provide 3 levels of securities. Okay, so to the user, and user means who is using, for example, your computer, lot of files and the details will be there. So you are using the particular computer. So who will be the end user then? You are the end user. Okay, so operating system will provide how many levels of securities? 3 levels of securities. Okay, so what are the 3 levels of sometimes they will ask for 2 mark question. So 2 mark question means you need to write only the headings alone. Okay, so what are the 3 levels of security? File access level, system level and network level. Understood? So operating system provide how many levels of securities? 3 levels. So what are 3 levels? File access level, system level and network level. Okay. So first we are going to study about file access level. So what do you mean by file access? So for examples, your friend have created some files and keeping store in that file inside your mobile. You are not your mobile, your friend's mobile. Okay, so if you need to access the file or photo or anything from your friend mobile means your friend need to give password or permission. Isn't it? If your friend says the password of her mobile means you can able to open it fast, isn't it? Otherwise your friend need to open the password and give to you means you can able to view the file or get the file, isn't it? So likewise you should have the access permission. What do you mean by access permission? So you are going to open the particular others file with the permission of that people. That is called access permission. Okay, so a particular file is created by some other people, but if you need to open the particular file means you should have the access permission. Okay, so who will be giving the access permission? So who have created the file or who have managing the file, so that person needs to give the permission. Okay, for example, you might have heard about antiviral software. Okay, so once you have installed the software, it will ask for the key. So key means the particular, if you are buying for 650 rupees means, for example, you are buying for 650 rupees. Okay, so for 650 rupees only one key, sometimes 3 keys will be there. 3 keys means only 3 persons have the ability to use that particular file. Okay, so that access permission is given by whom? So that access permission is given by whom? Who have created the antivirus software. Okay, access permission is given by whom? Who have created the software. Okay, or who have managing the particular software or administrator of the system. That is called file access level. Okay. So what do you mean by file access level? You are going to access a file created by other people with the permission of that people. So that permission will be granted by whom? So who have created that file? So the who is managing that file, the person is giving or granting the permission to access that file. Okay, that is called what? File access level. Okay. Next one is system level. So system level is nothing but, so in the system itself you can be able to give what? Passwords. So what's the use of, what's the need for that password? So mainly you need to protect your details from others, isn't it? So that's the use of password. That is multi-user environment. For example, one system will be there in a home. For example, in a home, one system will be there. So for example, your friends are coming or relatives are coming. So multiple users are using the environment. So in your system, lot of files will be there. So you will provide secure or you will give passwords for only some files alone. Okay. Why? That file may be a personal for you. So multiple users are using the system, but you are giving or providing passwords for some file. So that is called system level security. Okay, so this kind of system level security is supported by Windows, all the Windows operating system as well as Linux operating system. Okay, so all the Windows operating system as well as Linux operating system will support what? The password facility. So nowadays your mobile phones also you can able to provide passwords in the home screen itself. That is called what? System level security. Okay, so next level is network level security. So network level security is very important thing. So one best example if I need to say about this network level security mean, so now your mobile phones Wi-Fi facility will be there, isn't it? So always you should use Wi-Fi passwords, isn't it? What's the use of Wi-Fi passwords? If you are not providing password for Wi-Fi means your home near your friends or neighbors can use your Wi-Fi, isn't it? So only you are protecting your network. Maybe it's a BSNL, Vodafone, Airtel, Airtel, whatever may be. So your network you are going to protect by using the password. Okay, so that is called network level security. So all the peoples are using the network, but you need to provide security for your network. Understood? So how many access level you have studied? How many say security level management you have studied? 3. What are they? File access level, system level as well as network level. Understood? Okay. So next one is the fault tolerance. Okay. So now you are studying about operating system, isn't it? So by default itself, the operating system have fault tolerance capability. That means some fault or some crashes in the software or anything means. So initially, while they are designing itself or while you are installing the software itself, they have provide some fault tolerance capabilities. That means the system can or that operating system can able to go to the previous state or the original state. Okay, for example, if you are using the system sometimes the power will went off immediately, so the system will get switched off. Then afterwards you are on the system, what are the files you are opening, sometimes automatically it will be there. Okay, so that kind of conditions there is no fault will be occurred in operating system. So by default the operating system will have what? Fault tolerance capability. Okay, so because of this fault tolerance capability your system will not get crash. So your system always being a particular state. Understood? Okay. So next one is the file management. So security management you have studied. What's the next thing? File management. So file management, immediately you need to remember data storage. That means, so what's the use of file? So you should store your details of what are maybe photos or images or anything inside the folders, isn't it? So you are going to managing the particular files. So for that one I said data storage techniques, where you are going to store the file. So that is called data storage. Okay. So once you are going to store particular file, so the operating system will do so some work. For example, you are going to save some Word file in your computer. So this operating system will give particular information about the file. Okay, so all the what are the files, folders, direct, whatever may be, what are the things you are storing inside their computer, all will managed by whom? This operating system. Okay, so each and every, once you are going to create a particular folder or once you are going to create one file, each and every file will have one allocation table, that is FAT, file allocation table. Okay, so what do you mean by FAT mean? So that particular FAT, for example, you are going to create one folder. Okay, so that folder will also have FAT information. So in that FAT, what are the informations will be there mean? File name. Okay, what name you are giving for the folder, that file name. Then type, what type of, maybe inside the folder you are going to save some Word file or image file or audio file or video file. So that's the type, what type of file you are going to save. Then size, what's the capacity, maybe 1 GB or 10 MB. Okay, so size of the file. Then starting address, so each and every file will have some addresses in the memory. So what's the starting address. So access mode means permission. So already have studied file access. So access mode, which kind of access? Only you alone need to view the file, or your friends need to view the file, or whether you need to give the security management or passwords. That is called access mode. Understood? So important question. So what are the details will be available in FAT, that is mean by file allocation table. Once you are going to see the file inside the folders or anything, each and every file will have what? FAT, that is file allocation table. Okay, so what are the informations will be there in FAT? File name, then which type of file you are going to save, and what's the size of the file, and what is the starting address of the file, and which kind of access mode. That means maybe it's a reading mode or security mode or whatever maybe. Understood? Okay. So, and also this file management, so this operating system will manage all this file management. So what are the operations you can do inside this file management? You can able to create a new folder. For example, I'm telling you can able to create a new folder, or you can able to create a new file. You can able to edit. Edit means change, whatever maybe your wish, according to your wish you can able to edit. And copy, you can able to copy the file from one place to another. Then allocate, so you can able to keep the file maybe in C drive or D drive or whatever maybe. Based on your wish you can able to allocate the file in how many places you need. Based on that you can able to allocate. Okay, so likewise already you have studied about FAT, that means each and every file will have this FAT details. Okay, so apart from this FAT, so afterwards they have introduced lot of other file management techniques also. So that and all now you are not going to study in detail. So what are the other file management techniques means? NTFS, this and all you need to read it. Sometimes they will ask for 1 mark question. Okay, so what are the other file management techniques? NTFS. Okay, that is a next generation file management system. Okay, next then ext2. So that extension is mainly for Linux operating system. Understood? This and all, one time you read it, sometimes they will ask for 1 mark question. Okay. So next one is multi-processing. Okay, so name itself having multi. So already you have studied single processing, isn't it? So multi means many. So multi-processing means, so 2 or more processors are running for a same job. Okay, for example, I am telling you are going to printing one file. Your printer is connected to a system. So you are going to take printout. So for taking a printout for a single paper, 2 processes are running. Okay, say same process, 2 processes are running for the same taking a printout job. Okay, understood what I mean multiprocessing? So 2 or more processes are running as a, okay, 2 or more processes are running for a single job. Okay, so that is called what? Multiprocessing. More number of processes. More number of processes for a single job it is running. So this kind of processing is done means, so always the processing will done in parallel manner. Okay, not in a sequential manner, parallel manner. Okay, for example, I'm telling, so one printer will be there. Okay, one printer will be there, but that printer is connected to 4 systems. Understood? Printer is connected to 4 systems. So first you are giving printout from the system 1. Second, you are giving printout from the system 2. Next, you are giving printout from the system 3. Okay, so 3 systems at the same time you are giving printout. Okay, so how many processors are there now? 3 process from the 3 systems, 3 processors. That means 3 printouts you are giving at the same time. So 3 processors running for the same job. What's the job? Need to take printout. So like this, if you are giving means 3 processors, if you are giving means first it will take the first one. Next second. So parallelly it will allocate first, second, third. And so that type of processing is called which processing? Parallel processing. Why we are calling as a parallel processing means because the execution always takes in which one? Parallel. Okay, so this kind of processing is there mean always it will increase what? Power of computing. That means that computing speed will be increased. Understood what I mean by multiprocessing? Multiprocessing means 2 or more processes are running for a same job. So if a 2 or more processes are running for a same job, that process always takes in parallel. So that kind of processing is called which processing? Parallel processing. Why? Because the execution always takes place in parallel. Okay, so this kind of feature maximum they will use for what? Increase the computing power or execution power. Understood? So this multiprocessing question is very important. Okay, so today up to this enough I think it's so today what are things you have studied? Security management, isn't it? Security, what are security? File access level, then secure file access level you have studied. Then what are things you have studied? Then you can able to provide passwords for files. Then system you can able to give, etc. Isn't it? So next what topic you have studied? Multi-processing, isn't it? So after completion of this session, security management is very important concept. Okay, and also fault tolerance, very important. Security management important concept. Then that is then fault tolerance important concept. Multiprocessing. Okay, so after completion of this session, please students take a note. If you have textbook or PDF file with you means no need to take notes. From this you mark it and study. Okay, if you don't have textbook means you should take notes and you should study all these questions because it's very important. So tomorrow we can continue or sorry next week we can continue in the remaining portions. Okay, thank you students, thank you.